Well, first off, Clayton, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It's an absolute pleasure. You have this new album out with the Congregation, your band, of course, called The Ugly Truth, that is absolutely incredible, which we're going to be talking about here in a few minutes. But first, we got to talk about your very busy summer that you've had so far with the Congregation and with the Roadhammers. We were talking about it a couple of minutes ago, and it sounds very exciting. So, what have you been up to?
It's been incredible, crisscrossing the continent. Really, the feedback and the the amount of great things have been happening with the congregation. It's just kind of started to snowball. I never really thought that this was going to go like this, but people seem to really like the music, so that's incredible. We've been back and forth all over the place. We were in Nashville playing a show. We are just in Vancouver with Big Sugar, and then we were out in Ontario with the Roadhammers, and now I'm back in Alberta on the road with another great Canadian rock band, Big Wreck, doing some shows. And the album just dropped on Friday, so people can go out and download it and listen to it. So we've just been running like crazy in the middle of 7 shows right now in a row.
Wow. That is a lot of work, but it looks like you guys have been having a ton of fun from what I've seen on social media, of course. And you guys are still going to be bringing it this fall, but you're going to be bringing it in a bit of a different way back to Lloydminster. Now, I saw you back in February when you were at the Vic Juba Community Theatre, and you put on one heck of a show. And I've seen you a couple of times, so I can vouch that you always put on one heck of a show. Now, this one coming up on September 30th here at the Vic Juba Community Theatre, you're going to be paying tribute to an absolute legend, Tom Petty. So tell us a bit about that show.
Yeah, it's kind of an exciting little side project. Like I need another side project, but some friends of mine and I got together and we just decided that we were going to pay tribute to one of our favorite artists. As a songwriter and a musician, Tom Petty has always been one of my biggest influences, and as when I was growing up. And so we got together and just learned a bunch of Petty tunes, and next thing you know, we started playing a few shows. So this has been great, especially after being at the Vic Juba not too long ago with the Congregation. It was such a great turnout and a great show. And then now going back to do some Petty music, it's fun, and it's it's complex in its simplicity. Tom Petty music is, you really have to he just plays exactly for the song, and it's been really a great learning experience, and it's so fun because you get to play all your favorite songs all night.
For sure. And you guys put on an electric show that night with FKB as your backing band for that performance. What is your favorite Tom Petty song to perform?
I think "Running Down a Dream" is one of my favorites. Yeah, that always gets me going, and there's nothing like a minute and a half solo at the end of a song to really, as a guitar player, I gotta say.
For sure. Now we got to talk about your new music that just came out, some originals. So this album, The Ugly Truth, just came out on Friday, and let me tell you, it is cinematic to say the least. Every single song is so powerful, and it is just rock and roll at its core. I love it. I love all your music since you brought it out with the Congregation. So The Ugly
Thank
Truth by the Congregation. Tell me a bit about the process behind making it.
Yeah, I teamed up with new producers, well, 2 of them actually. My good friend Dan Davidson, who has been a co-conspirator of mine for many years. We've written and worked together on lots of projects. He was a co-producer on this album, along with Dan Weller from London, England, who's worked on tons of great progressive rock records in the UK and in America. And we sat down and really wanted, this album took a bit of a different turn, mostly because we were in complete lockdown when we recorded it. It was all recorded at home, and we were recording sometimes over the wire with Dan in London tuning in via video, and me recording in my studio. It was a really interesting process, but the album I'm really excited about. It was mixed by Dan and by Adrian Bushby, who's done Muse and the Foo Fighters, and we just really wanted to make a more of a progressive sounding album, and I think we nailed it, and I'm really excited about it.
You definitely did that. And my favorite song on the album, and I've told you this, and I've told your co-writer Drew Schalka about this, is Sinners. That song is wild. I was telling my mom about this actually, saying that, at the end of the movie, when there's all the explosions and everybody's like, heck yeah, that is where that song belongs. It is so good.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was written by Drew Shalka, myself, Scott Baggett, and Donnie Anderson. It was actually off of written in the it was left over in the pile from the first album, but it just fits so much better with this batch of songs that I knew it had to be in there. And it's a nice scene change because the other five songs are very tempo driven, up tempo, fast songs. To have something like this that's kind of a bit of a mellower tempo is really cool.
For sure. Now, you can get tickets for your show for Tom Petty at vicjubatheater.ca. But of course, where can everybody find more about you and the congregation and, of course, all of your music?
They can, anywhere that you get your music, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, you can find the congregation. If you go online at Facebook, just look up Clayton Bellamy or the congregation. Either one, we're pretty easy group to find. And yeah, you can follow us, you can like us, and see all the tour dates on the website at thecongregationmusic.com. And people encouraging people to come out. We got a big contest we're about to launch here on Friday that we're giving away a house concert. All you have to do is join the mailing list, and I'm going to come to somebody's house and play a concert for the evening. So people can sign up to win that.
That is so exciting. And I highly encourage everybody to get on that, of course, because as I've mentioned a couple of times, you put on one heck of a show. So thank you so much for chatting with me, Clayton. I really appreciate your time today.